Hey guys, how you doing? I hope everything is well. Everything is good with me. Y'all, what the hell is going on in Chicago? 14, 4 people deceased and 14 others wounded? Like, what the hell is that? You know, it's really sad. It really is. It's very, very sad. And I don't know when this is going to stop. It doesn't matter if you're a female or a male. When you drill rapping and you disrespecting other rappers that may be deceased or whatever, just dissing period, that you make ops. You understand what I'm saying? And they get offended. They just don't. This is just the way they program. You know what I'm saying? They program like, you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna just everybody, anybody there gonna get it. You feel me? But that's what you when you live that life, that's what you bring to your table. You understand? You bring that to your table, and people that went to this here thing she gave, they didn't go there to get hurt. You understand what I'm saying? But you already know about that life. You understand? So I'm be real with you. This gonna keep on happening if these drill rappers keep disrespecting each other and throwing dirt or whatever, dissing each other. It's gonna be this person get that. It's gonna be back and forth. But anyway, y'all, I'm gonna read a little bit. They said 4 people were shot. At least 14 was shot. Okay, on Chicago River North neighborhood. They said the police around. They said 11 o'clock. They said a dark vehicle drove up around the 300 block and started just letting off people that was standing outside. They said they was coming out already because it was 11 o'clock. They said they was coming out. They said the victim injured shooting range in ages from 21 to 32 years old. 21 years old. So they was taken to the hospital. Mount Sinai. Stroke. Oh, there was so many different hospitals. 2 men was Pow was taken to Stroger's hospital where they was pronounced deceased. The Cook County Medical Examiner Office had identified them as 25-year-old Leon Andrew Henry and 23-year-old Devontae Terrell Williams. That's my son name. A 26-year-old woman and a 27-year-old woman was both pow in the chest and was taken to Northwest Memorial Hospital where they was pronounced deceased. That is so sad. I mean, my heart go out to them. That is really that's messed up. Like, what's going on, y'all? Can y'all grow up? This don't make no sense. You gotta live. You gotta live your life. You want to get to there. I'm 30 years old. Like, come on, man. Is that the way you want to live your life? By keep dissing keep dissing your ops? That's not it. Because this is gonna be the result. This is the result of it. I understand if you would have made it. You had a certain age now. How old are you? This doesn't make any sense. And you had a child. That don't make no sense, y'all. They said Shahana Battle, who was among the 14 people wounded in the Pow, said one of the 2 women deceased and the drive-by was her sister. Police said it was a target attack. Victims among Mello, Bugsy in a circle. See? I'm not even going to read anymore. I'm going to show you some video because this is just ridiculous. I mean, come on. I mean, if you threw a party, you know what I'm saying? You know, you get down like that, you gotta have some type of security, like for real. You gotta have some type of security. Even security probably wouldn't. I mean, they came for real, for real. They came. They said them. It was like bow, bow, bow. It was like that. Like it was crazy, y'all. It was crazy. They said it was crazy. I watched some of the videos. It was just wild. It was wild. And like I said, my heart goes to all of them, because I know, you know, they're so young. You know, they young people. I wish y'all would just please wake up. Please, if you, it's only words, you know what I'm saying? It's only words. I know words can hurt a little bit, but this ain't it. This ain't it, y'all. This ain't it, like for real. Anyway, I'm gonna get some videos, because this here is just really sad. They say, oh, let me just read this. They said last night, as an act of violence occurred within our restaurant and deeply shook up. Artist was created as a safe space for black and brown queens. Allied community could gather to celebrate and feel at home in the River North, where we're always led with a mission. And what happened last night disrupted in the most painful way. Our hearts are within the victims and the loved ones. Of course, because that was chaos. Just imagine everybody just running and screaming. You seeing people laying out everywhere. That's wild. That is wild. You feel me? That's wild, y'all. That ain't it. Anyway, y'all, I'm gonna show you a small video, y'all. Alright.
Like a vehicle with no AC, I might run up on your nigga hoe. I black. I really do. That's like my big
I'm just shocked.
Breaking news in the River North area of downtown, where there's been a deadly mass shooting overnight. Good morning, I'm Brett Bickering.
And I'm Marcus Lashak. We want to get right to that story. Eric Rung is near the scene at Chicago and Franklin Street with more this morning. Eric?
Well, good morning. We just heard from the Chicago Police Department that tell us that 4 people have been killed, 14 injured. It's 2 men and 2 women among.
I'm just shocked.
Breaking news in the River North area of downtown where there's been a deadly mass shooting overnight. Good morning, I'm Brett Bickering.
And I'm Marcus Lashak. We want to get right to that story. Eric Rung is near the scene at Chicago and Franklin Street with more this morning. Eric?
Well, good morning. We just heard from the Chicago Police Department that tell us that 4 people have been killed, 14 injured. It's 2 men and 2 women among the dead. Now, this all happening around 11:30 outside of a nightclub called Art Is, as well as a Dunkin' Donuts. There was an album release party last night, so there was a large group of people that were leaving the club because it was closing. Now, according to police, a car pulled up. At least one person got out and started firing into the crowd before racing out of here.
Heard a lot of gunfire, and then and next thing you know is a whole bunch of police officers dropping bypass, ambulance, fire rescue.
Now, this is video that was posted to the Citizen app. It really gives you a good sense of the massive response from Chicago police. Once again, according to police, 4 people were killed here in this shooting. 14 others were injured when a car drove up and at least one person started opening fire. A worker at the club tells us that this was an album release party for a Chicago rapper named Mellow Bucks. The club was closing. There was a large group of people, as I said, outside when that car pulled up and started shooting into the crowd. We've learned the victims of the shooting were rushed to several different area hospitals. Some witnesses say police didn't even wait for the ambulance to get here and just started driving victims to the different hospital themselves. Many of those that were injured are in critical condition.
I was downstairs doing dishes when I heard all this ruckus. The first face that came downstairs, when I saw that face, I literally grabbed the phone. I don't know what's going on, but I know faces. I know energy. I can tell something's up. The minute I saw that face, I grabbed the phone. I'm the first one to call 911.
Now, once again, Chicago police just confirming here a short time ago that 4 people were killed, 14 others injured in this mass shooting here in River North.
That was just beginning to form.
It also draws attention to a downtown neighborhood that has seen an increase in shootings and murders, even as similar violence has declined citywide. Cell phone video obtained by WGN Investigates shows the chaos and carnage, bodies on the street, the bloodied carted off to waiting ambulances. At one point, the scene so volatile, a police officer appears to use a taser on a combative man who falls to the ground. All of it against a backdrop of a rumbling L train in the heart of downtown Chicago.
Seen here outside of the emergency room compared to early this morning and even overnight, moments after that shooting happened, where, as you can imagine, people with a range of emotions arrived here. A large crowd had gathered, some of them waiting to hear updates on their loved ones, and others physically breaking down after hearing about those fatalities.
We got a female shot multiple times in the leg. We're going to transport her to the hospital. We're not waiting for an ambulance.
It was all hands on deck as first responders made multiple calls to transport victims to area hospitals given the magnitude of the situation.
Transporting one of the gunshot victims to Northwest Memorial Hospital.
Shortly after the shooting happened, around 11:30 Wednesday night, people began arriving at Northwestern Hospital where 9 of the 18 victims were treated. Outside, people waited after receiving a phone call that their loved one had been injured, and some became physically distraught after learning about the fatalities. Family members have identified Taylor Walker as one of the 4 people who lost their lives. She's described as a loving person with a kind heart who was a hairstylist in the city's South Side. The 26-year-old was at Wednesday's event with her girlfriend who survived after being shot in the leg. The family says Walker is one of 5 siblings, 2 of which have passed away in recent years. A 24-year-old male, a 25-year-old male, and a 27-year-old female are among the deceased, according to police. Of the remaining victims, 5 were taken to Stroger Hospital, 2 to Mount Sinai, and 2 to Illinois Masonic. Now, people we spoke with early this morning, they were too distraught to talk on camera, but they did kind of paint the scene of just how chaotic and hectic things got out here. So much so that scanner audio confirmed Chicago police were called for crowd control. Of course, we're going to continue to monitor these updates and bring you